Hello.
My name is Ari Levitt, and it has been my distinguished pleasure and privilege to have been the moderator for the 2023 MEDy Awards. Over the past 2 days, during the breakout sessions, we had 21 outstanding companies vie for 7 different coveted awards in the following areas. We had the Outstanding Startup Pitch, the One to Watch, the startup with the best application for converging technologies, the most disruptive startup, the next gen, the likely to scale, and the startup with the best equity and access to care. The presenters from each of these companies had 4 minutes to make their pitch, and then 2 minutes to answer questions from our distinguished panel of judges, who I would like to introduce to you now. Our judges were Ricky Mera, and you can come on in as I mention your names.
Come on out, Ricky.
Patrick McGinnis, Dr. Prerik Juthani, Daisy Robinson, Ali Hashemi, and David Maltz. And we only have 4 of the judges here today right now. But I would also like to introduce Paul Grand, who is the CEO of MedTech Innovator and also a co-facilitator of the event. And he would like to just say a few words about your company.
Sure, yeah. Thank you very much, Ari, and good to see everybody. What an amazing first NextMed, right? You guys having a good time? Yeah, all right, fantastic. And how many of you got to see some of the startups pitching, or one of the startups who was pitching? How many people here? I can tell you that I've been coming to Exponential Medicine and now NextMed for, I think, the whole time it's been here at the Dell, and this is definitely the best crop of companies that we've seen. We always see great companies every year, but we were really incredibly impressed. MedTech Innovator, the company that I run, is an accelerator. We're the largest accelerator for healthcare in the entire world. We've had over 500 companies graduate MedTech Innovator. We have thousands of companies, thank you. There you go. Thousands of companies apply every year, and it's an incredibly competitive process to find those companies and select the ones that we're basically like the graduate school of accelerators. So we're not looking for people with ideas, we're looking for people that are on the way and making sure they actually succeed in reaching patients and achieving the mission that we all have, which is to actually improve all of our lives and have better outcomes at hopefully lower cost too. So that's what we do at MedTech Innovator. We do this with all these great companies from all over the world. It's a global program, and I'm privileged every year to also be part of this process, which is fantastic because we have many companies, as you may not realize, there are a lot of companies that applied to be in that innovation lab that were not selected. So if you were in the innovation lab, if you're one of those 50 companies that were there, you should be really proud of yourself because you were selected out of a pool of companies that applied. And then from that, we took some of those companies and we spent some time getting to know them. Some we did this in advance, some we did it here in person. We actually walked the floor and got to know some of the companies and selected them to be in these MEDy Awards, which is basically looking for disruptive technologies that are, again, that are going to change the future of healthcare. That's what we're here to do. And I would ask that all of you, again, so who are the startups who are presenting? Who are the startups that were in the Innovation Lab or were competing for the MEDy Awards? Again, raise your hand in the audience. And people, anyone, just look around. If you're seeing a hand raised, I know there are people in the audience who have positions where you could help these companies. I just ask that you seek them out, do anything you can to help these companies because it really does take a village to make these companies successful. It is not an accident that these companies succeed. It takes an amazing amount of work. I always say you have to be a particular kind of crazy to be an innovator in the healthcare space. There's easier ways to make money. So we thank all the innovators for all this hard work. And what we're going to do tonight is, again, we're going to recognize some of the companies who presented for these MEDy Awards. We definitely had more, right, that we would have loved to have included for awards here on the stage. But we're pretty picky, and we had to get down to picking, originally it was supposed to be 4, and then Daniel added 2 categories and surprised us with 2 new categories this year. And then we have a 7th as well that we've added because the judges liked one more company so much that we created a brand new category for them. So we're gonna have 7 companies out of all the ones that presented, we selected for an award today. We're gonna introduce each of those companies, tell you about the award they won, and then let the company give you their pitch. So you're gonna get to see 7 of the best pitches that we saw over the last 2 days. And that's what you're going to get to do now. And of course, you're going to help all those companies, as I said, and help them succeed in their mission, hopefully. So that's what we're here to do. And I'm going to get the ball rolling and start off with our first awards. You see our MEDy awards over there for each of the companies. We're going to give them their trophy, give them a chance to tell their story. I'm going to start with the first award, which is the Outstanding Startup Pitch. And it's what you might expect. So this is recognizing clear articulation of the problem that they're solving, a really great solution that addresses a market need, a huge market need, or even a very important market need in some cases. They don't have to be a $2 billion opportunity to be attractive to us, as long as it's solving a real problem that we think needs solving. The plan to actually generate sales is a big part of this. So people have really great ideas, but they don't have a business model. This company had to. It also has to be investable. We had to see this as a company that was a great investment opportunity, and also have a very good model for reimbursement and all the things that you want to see in success in healthcare, and then, of course, a great team. And so overall, this was representing what we saw as just a fantastic pitch. The winner of the Outstanding Startup Pitch is Lomi. So, Shawnee, congratulations.
Thank
Well,
you.
I think we have to give you your actual award. So here's your award.
Thank you.
We have a photographer somewhere taking pictures. Yes, we do back there. So wait, here we can do the handshake. I think we have to do a handshake, right? Oh, your hands are so full. So this is our dress rehearsal. We're going to do this 6 more times. All right. So first of all, handshake. Congratulations. Fantastic job.
Thank you.
You did a wonderful job. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And now I'll take this away from you. You'll get it back at the end, but you're going to need this. All right. So you have 3 minutes.
Yep.
I think we're setting the clock for 3 minutes, right? It says 5 right now. So just want to make sure. There we go. Look at that magic. All right. It's all yours.
Oh, no, we're starting. Okay. Hi, NextMed. Happy to be here. We are Lomi, and we don't have slides.
Are we doing slides? I think we're doing slides,
We
yes.
are doing slides, and I've lost 15 seconds. All right, we're rolling with it. We are Lomi. We help women make fertility decisions with confidence using a machine learning-powered platform marketplace. Awesome. So how many of you have had to make a difficult decision between a career and a life trade-off? That is the case for about 80% of women who face a lifetime earning deficit of over $1 million in order to care for a dependent family member. And we are sick of it. And I know this because I am a fertility patient myself. I just got married, and I'm about to graduate from Harvard and MIT. And I can tell you that for myself and 2.5 million other graduate women like me who are career and life planning, there is nothing out there that is helping us facilitate these decisions, nor anything that is personalized for our individual reproductive goals. And the statistics bear this out. This is a $30 billion market. 90% of patients say they are dissatisfied with the experience, and 30% churn after every cycle. So we see supporting women at the decision phase for free as enabling us to navigate them through paid services throughout the rest of their journey. This market is incredibly fragmented. It's largely elective procedures, so women are paying up to $100,000 out of pocket, and we see real potential to be the gatekeepers of a referral network that is monetizable. So how does this work? Bear with this incredibly lo-fi version of our platform that we stood up for this conference, but essentially it's this. We gamify the patient data input experience. We use our database of over 1 million real-world outcomes in order to represent back to them women who have had similar experiences as them at an N of 10, so they can facilitate decisions on their protocols and their outcomes, but we do way more than that. We also support them via education and insights, helping them ascertain their costs, as well as linking them to community groups for women who are sharing their experiences, because in this industry, it really is about creating an ecosystem of love, trust, and support. But here's where it gets interesting. We know that they're going to be making these purchases anyways, so we are going to nudge them at the decision phase on personalized goods and services and personalized recommendations for their fertility journey. And to give you a sense of doing this efficiently at scale, at just 10% market share and a standard marketplace transaction rate of 10%, that is $250 million. So we are really delivering on the neglected aspects of patient experience in fertility care. Support via education, insights, and community, and data, real-world outcomes, and evidence-based recommendations. But we're not naive. We're looking for validation in this space. We know that we've seen the validation on the key pain points as well as viable business models, but no one is paying attention to the decision phase and supporting the decision phase, nor real-world outcomes using data like us. We launched last week, actually, and we saw 10 times the standard conversion rate. So we see that, yay, exciting, promising leading indicator, but more importantly, we're establishing the essential channel partnerships for launch, and that includes the largest fertility data network in the world who needs support on their lead generation on their consumer side, as well as the supply side of our marketplace and platform for business models that largely just depend on delivering fertility goods and services depending on patient volume. All of these partners want to work with us even at seed stage because our team is awesome. We're made up of award-winning entrepreneurs, futurists, technologists, but more importantly, fertility patients like me who understand that the fertility journey really isn't a key intervention point on a woman's health journey and is absolutely connected to her vitality and her longevity, themes we've explored extensively at NextMed this year. So we are going to be the pathfinders for fertility. Come join us. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations. You can take your award too. All right, so next up, David Moss.
All right, I have the privilege of presenting the One to Watch Award. And this is for a company, product, or technology. In this case, I say company that might be a little bit early for today's market conditions, has a lot of potential in the future to significantly impact a key aspect of patient care or healthcare delivery. And I'm very pleased to present the award to Steradian Technologies. Come on out, Asma. Let's find the right one. Okay, well, you guys are gonna have to trade. Thank you. We need to give you the handshake.
Oh, there. Are we looking?
Right over there. All right.
Thank you.
And you've got the...
Here you go.
I'll take this back to you. Okay.
So just keep an eye on the timer.
Sure.
All right.
Hi, everyone. You probably have taken a COVID test recently, or any other infectious disease test like the flu. And when you took it, if you were positive, you likely did not report it to the public health department. Most of us didn't. But in the larger scheme of things, this causes a really big issue. How do we monitor for new outbreaks? How do we monitor for new variants? But most importantly, how do we test earlier to have better public health outcomes? The answer may lie in one word: breath. My name is Asma Mirza. I'm the CEO of Steradian Technologies, where we have a mission to employ deep photonics to diagnose respiratory diseases in seconds. We've been backed by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, X Prize, Duke University, where I went to graduate school, and Johnson & Johnson. And we're opening our next round in April. So if you think about current diagnostics, they're costly, they're inefficient, you have a lot of backlog in the hospital. It costs patients, payers, and providers a lot of money. And in order to have better treatments and in order to have better health outcomes, you need better access to diagnostics. For example, 54% of women in the United States do not have access to a hospital with mainstream testing facilities, such as a lab. So how can we solve for this? Introducing the RUMI. The RUMI is the future of diagnosis. It uses photonic molecular medicine in a system that's about approximately this big, for the price of a latte. And that's really important to us. I do want to say this is a price of a latte pre-inflation. So we're looking at around $3 or so. And we look at respiratory infectious diseases and lung cancer. So if it presents in your breath, we can identify it, we can analyze it, and we can diagnose it. There's two parts to the Roomie. There is a breath cartridge and there is a device. The breath cartridge takes your breath and uses turbulence and specific airflow to condense it into a liquid sample. No one has been able to do this. We are the first company to take breath to this level. We've been able to collect between 20 microliters all the way up to 190 microliters. And to successfully diagnose in a sample, you only need about 15 microliters of breath sample. And the photonic device is what amplifies the signal from the disease, and it happens at the speed of light, so it's pretty instantaneous. The Roomie is really quick. You choose your cartridge for your disease of choice, the patient breathes into it, you insert it into the device, and out pops out your result. We've been able to validate our device at Johnson & Johnson Center for Device Innovation, and we're about 100,000 times more sensitive than any other fluorescence molecular detection. The Roomie is fast, accurate, and non-invasive. And we truly believe that diagnosis should be something that's as easy as walking into a coffee shop and getting a latte. We believe that it should be something like cell phones, where everyone had one in their home at one point, but now we all have it in our pocket. It should be ubiquitous, it should be accessible, and it should cost the price of a latte. Thank you.
Just take that one anyway.
Take that one, yeah, please. Excellent, congratulations. All right, so our next category, and you can see these are all great companies, right? It's very hard to make these decisions. But the good news is that they're all great companies, so it does make it a little easier. Convergence. So this is an award that specifically recognizes a startup that has a great application of converging technologies. So robotics, telecommunications, artificial intelligence. If they use all these different things in a really great way, that's the Convergence winner. And this year's winner for Convergence is NDAddicts. So Tori, come on out. Congratulations, Tori. Actually, wait, we got to get you your trophy. Hold on. So that looks better. Do they have names? We'll just take, oh, Convergence Award. Look at that. Convergence Award, Tori, congratulations. All right, excellent. So timer, 3 minutes.
Folks, thank you so much. And thank you, Paul Grand. We are proud to have graduated from the MedTech Innovator Program. And my question for you all today is, what if we lived in a world where tiny robots could move around inside the human body, first to find what's wrong, and then to fix what's wrong? I'd like to introduce you to PillBot. So, I'd like to go on a journey, a fantastic journey, if you will. Imagine brain surgery robots the size of a botfly larvae that could go in and actually kill cancer. Imagine a pill you could swallow that could take a tissue sample or a microbiome sample, or maybe even do a transplant, and then walk that back to today. Today, we'd like to talk about PillBot, a moving eyeball in the human stomach intended to turn your upper endoscopy hospital visit into a Zoom call. And we see a gap in the marketplace out there. We see a gap in the tools that doctors have access to, and we see a gap in the patient experience opportunity. So I'd like to create a tool that moves around under its own power, can be directed left, right, up, down, just to give you a few minutes looking around in the stomach. And it doesn't really matter how you cut it up. There's a big opportunity out there. There's a lot of devices. There are hundreds of millions of patients that get tubes jammed into their bodies. What if we could do it remotely? What if we could do it over a Zoom call? And if you ask a person who's had an upper endoscopy or a colonoscopy, usually they're going to tell you, well, you know, it took me a while to get to the procedure. I had to go through gatekeeping, all for a doctor to have a few minutes doing stuff in your body. Let's front load that. So this little robot pill here cost me $35 to build with my amazing team. I think there's a cheaper, better way to look around in that human stomach. And how do we do it? You know, why do we do it? Let's go forward here. Let's zoom in on that. This is basically a little multi-copter swimming drone. right? It floats kind of neutrally in your body. It looks a lot like a pill camera in the front, but in the back it's got 3 pump jets and it can squirt water in 6 different directions. Overall, this is basically just a little drone swimming around in your stomach. We love making robot pills up in Hayward. We're near San Francisco in the Bay Area. Some of those pictures I took in my own stomach. We've got Viv from Mayo Clinic helping us do our first cadaver study. But we are serious about this. Lots of IP, you know, it's an important thing, and we're surrounded by people that want to make it happen. I'm a med device designer for 17 years, and we're very excited to have recently partnered with the Mayo Clinic on this one. Scientific Advisory Board is second to none. Doctors are asking us to make this technology real, and we're working with our team to make it real. Finally, if you can build this thing for a couple of bucks and sell it like a pill cam or maybe even cheaper, I think we've done something special here. Thank you so much, everyone.
Good job. We'll give it to the next person. Yep.
All right, I'm up again, and I had the distinct honor of being able to award the Most Disruptive Award. And this goes to the company that has a breakthrough technology or a way to break apart a market that we haven't seen before. And this year's award winner is Yolia Health. Come on out, Alberto. There you go. For you. On you go.
Thank you. This is truly an honor. Well, let me ask the audience, how many of you wear eyeglasses, reading glasses? How many of you hate them? I bet everybody does, right? Well, they say there's 3 things in life that are certain: death, taxes, and presbyopia. So what is presbyopia? Presbyopia is the inability to read. And we start losing the accommodative power of the lens. And so we start pushing away everything in our hands so we can see well. So what are your options? You can continue wearing reading glasses. You can try surgery, which I wouldn't recommend, or maybe using daily contact lenses, or pharmaceutical treatments like pilocarpine. That can work well for a couple of hours, but then you have to wear those eye drops every single day for the rest of your lives. What if there's something that can treat both eyes, binocular, and it can fix your problem in only a few days? Well, let me show you this. This is true vision treatment. Some of the patients call it the Invisalign of the eyes. You wear customized contact lenses and eye drops for only 3 days. After the 3 days are over, you can discontinue the use of the contact lenses, the eye drops, and throw away your reading glasses. The effect lasts for 12 months at a time. What is great is that we correct near vision without compromising any distance vision. How does it work? The combination of the contact lenses and the eye drops reshapes the curvature of the cornea into multifocal corneas. And that is what allows patients to see well for near, intermediate, and distance vision. The purpose of the company is to certify eye care practitioners, the optometrist and the ophthalmologist, so that they can prescribe the treatment to their own patients. Now, this is what the optometrist would use. This is their tool, so that they can prescribe the treatment in a customized way to their own patients. And the patients, on the other hand, will receive their own personalized treatment that includes the contact lenses and the eye drops, which, again, they only use for 3 days at a time. Our management team includes veterans from the industry, and it also includes board members that have vast experience in the industry as well. Our next events are to raise a Series B, and we're excited to be here. Yolia not only has a presbyopia treatment, we also have a myopia treatment in development, so those of you who suffer from myopia, you might be able to enjoy this treatment as well. We have 57 patents and many more pending, and this is exciting for us. Truly, it's an honor, and thank you for inviting us here. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is it. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
and I'm honored to present the next prize, which is called NextGen. And this is a prize to acknowledge the most promising young innovators. And this prize goes to Rhythm. So let's welcome Ryan and Jennifer out here on stage.
Congratulations. Thank you. Well, this is a great honor. Thank you so much. And actually, it is National Long COVID Awareness Day today, so we're really happy to be up here. I'm Jennifer Curtin. I'm a co-founder and chief medical officer of Rhythm.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm the co-founder and CEO.
And we're here to tell you today about how we are working to simplify chronic complex illness, and we are starting with long COVID. Long COVID is highly disabling and costly. Over 25% of people who have it are unable to work. It affects over 150 million people around the world, 20 million in the US alone. And estimates from Brookings Institute, Harvard, and the Fed have shown that the estimated costs of long COVID are $3.7 trillion. There is no amount of money too large to throw at this problem. And while long COVID is new, post-viral illness is not. And actually, all of the co-founders on our team have personal experience in this area. Both Ryan and I had a very similar condition called ME/CFS for a decade each before recovering. And our third co-founder, Mike, he developed diabetes after a viral infection. So we're bringing passion and expertise to this project. We're trying to build the system that we wish existed when we went through our own struggles. And long COVID is not just one disease process. There are so many conditions showing up within long COVID patients. Long COVID is basically triggering all kinds of things from dysautonomia to neuropathy. There's some viral persistence evidence. There's coagulopathy. There's latent viral reactivation going on. And many of these actually have things that you can use to treat it. And one of the hardest things is actually finding out which treatment or treatments to use in which patient. So how does Rhythm find the right treatment? So we right now are working with a very kind of small selected group of patients in a high-touch program, and we're basically doing a very deep dive into their medical history, their workup, and we're using our clinician decision support tool, the Cadence platform, to basically go through and try and select treatments that will best work for a person and have them try them one at a time while we measure things like wearable data, symptom tracking, and very soon, our Rhythm mail-in multi-omics testing. And we'll be able to aggregate this data to not only help our own patients, but to scale this kind of insight in and democratize it to people everywhere. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, and so the other part of Rhythm is a clinical lab where we're developing a series of tests to provide more information with less blood. And so this testing is as simple as collecting some blood from your arm and mailing it in, and it makes it much easier to collect information over time and in greater depth. So today we've been collecting here at the conference samples for our mail-in multi-omics test that allows us testing multiple body systems at home over time. And long COVID challenges are not unique. They apply equally to other chronic illnesses. So we're not stopping with long COVID. We're applying everything that we're developing to other illnesses as well. And we are raising some funds to accelerate the development of this more scalable platform to be able to help many more people at much lower cost. So please join us in this fight against complex chronic illness. Thanks so much.
Okay, I have the privilege to present the next MEDy, which goes to the startup that has the ability to scale to a large population. So let's give a warm round of applause to Ashkan and Novelna.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ashkan Afshin, CEO and founder of Novel.
You gotta do a photo.
Photo op first. Very important, right?
You got a little bit of work.
Thanks. Again, I'm Ashkan Afshin, still. I'm CEO and founder of Novelna, a proteomics platform developing affordable and accurate diagnostic for early stage diseases, starting from cancer, expanding to others. Current cancer diagnostics fall short of expectation. They are incomplete for patients, inaccurate for providers, and expensive for payers. To democratize cancer diagnostic, we need to solve these three solutions. How can we do that? We brought together a team of top scientists, strategies, and industrial leaders, including the leadership of Human Proteome Project from Harvard University, health innovation strategies from the Gates Foundation, negotiation expert from Harvard Business School, and a top economist from UN who happened to have a Nobel Prize as well for peace with Al Gore team. And we found a solution. Our solution has two components. The first component is to shift the focus from genomics and transcriptomics to proteomics. There's a large body of evidence that suggests that proteins and their modifications provide novel insight to disease initiation and progression that cannot be obtained from other omics data. The second component of our solution is to actually build a production line around this technology. So we have developed a platform that allows us to do a rapid identification of clinical biomarker and also clinical validation of that. Our platform is agnostic to a type of blood fluid, to any body fluid. We can do blood, urine, saliva, or even tear. And our platform is disease agnostic. We started with cancer, expanded to metabolic disorder, expanded to neurological disorder, and soon we are expanding that to psychiatric disorder. And the test that we are developing has application across the continuum of care, whether it's screening, staging, response monitoring, and prognosis of patient outcome. Over the last 6 months, we have developed and filed more than 25 patents for different blood tests and urine tests for 20 different indications, cancer and non-cancer. And this slide shows the sensitivity of the test at the 99% specificity. We also have developed a multi-cancer with the focus on early stage cancers. This multi-cancer test includes 18 solid tumors, including pancreatic and ovarian cancer, with more than 97% accuracy for stage 1 and 2, specifically for asymptomatic patients. What differentiates us from any other player in this field is our focus on early stage disease detection and our obsession and commitment to increase the sensitivity for the earliest stage of the disease. Additionally, by shifting from genomics and transcriptomics to proteomics, we are able to radically reduce the cost and scale the product. Currently, genomics-based products are more than $500, and our goal is to bring down the cost of the test to less than $50. Our benchmark is pregnancy test, and that's the way we are trying to democratize diagnostics. Essentially, we at Novelna are trying to democratize diagnostic by making diagnostic tests more comprehensive for patients, more accurate for providers, and more affordable for payers. In the next phase of development, we are trying to do larger scale clinical validation for 2 of our pipelines and trying to get FDA approval for them and commercializing them over the next 18 months. We're excited about this opportunity and look forward to developing diagnostic on demand for various diseases. If you are interested, please come and find me. Thank you.
One more to go.
Good job. Thank you. And the final prize, one that we created today, and based on a lot of talks you heard over the last couple of days, is so meaningful, and we think we're going to keep it for the next several years, is the prize, the MEDy for Equity and Access to Care. So this is a company that best leverages technology to expand access to care across all socioeconomic strata. And the prize goes to Rocket Doctor William.
All right. Thanks so much, judges, for this awesome award, and everybody for sticking around. I know I'm basically what stands between you and dinner. So my name is Dr. William Cherniak, and I'm the founder and CEO of Rocket Doctor. My background's in emergency medicine with training in family practice and global public health. I'm going to transport you around the world and take you a little bit back in time. And the reason for that is because my first startup was actually 10 years ago in the nonprofit sector. And this photo on the screen here is from rural Uganda in sub-Saharan East Africa. And I bring it up because in my hand, I'm holding a really interesting ultrasound device called the Butterfly IQ. And what we did in the field with these doctors in Uganda was actually train them how to use that ultrasound to diagnose pediatric pneumonia, and then produced a cloud-based teleradiology platform where we had a team of 50 physicians that would remotely provide mentorship and feedback. That caught the attention of the New York Times, which got us a cover story in the spring of 2019 and really kind of pushed me more into the tech sector. Around the same time, was working a really busy flu season in the emergency department, fall of 2019, pre-COVID, and lots of folks coming in that I felt just didn't need to be in the emergency department. So I was thinking, could we pair advanced medical devices with virtual care in order to decrease those unnecessary ER visits and provide improved access? And so started to think about the company, and the pandemic hit. By June of 2020, we were live, and since then, we've now seen about 250,000 patients with about 400 physicians across Canada, as well as in California, and now getting ready to expand across the United States. And thinking about conceptually what we wanted to do, the idea is a company by doctors for doctors. So how do you empower physicians to create their own virtual care practices, but then organize those into a system of care predominantly to serve patients on Medicaid and in rural and remote communities? Virtual care, people think about EMRs with some sort of FaceTime, Zoom team equivalent bolted on. I think what we're missing is the power of technology to actually make healthcare more efficient. And so what we're doing at Rocket Doctor, and this is sort of a conceptual schematic of our roadmap from start to finish, is integrating a variety of different digital health tools, so software and hardware, in order to actually make the virtual care experience better. This is a sampling of 6 kind of key things that we've already put into the platform. And the top left is what we're doing in-house. And the idea here is not every patient is appropriate for virtual care, and not every clinician is competent to see every patient virtually. So we get providers to tell us what they're comfortable seeing and then match them to the patient. And then leveraging the experience in East Africa, we're incorporating these remote patient monitoring devices and really advanced medical equipment, getting ready to publish actually a trial on at-home ultrasound where folks scan themselves for pneumonia, and have already been selling pharmacies with our kiosks. Just to give you a sense of Medicaid, this is some of the data, and we'll talk more tomorrow, but the idea here is it's a big population. Doctors on the platform have to be willing to see patients on Medicaid, and yes, you can earn a great revenue from seeing a Medicaid practice with it as a component of your payer mix, and yes, patients with Medicaid can use cell phones. To prove the system works, the thing to take away here is 95% of patients seen virtually were managed virtually on the platform because of the way we've built it. Not just myself, we've got an incredible team. And the thing I want to end on is we've got a very deep bench of doctors that work with us. These are on equity agreements, all these folks, and it's because they believe in the mission and what we're doing. And we're currently in the midst of raising a $2 million round to expand access to care, to grow the platform, and hopefully folks here will agree with them and join us on that journey. So thanks.
Don't forget your award. Yes. All right, so that was our final award. So, and I don't know if Daniel's going to come out and join us here too, but just wanted to thank you guys all for being part of this, Daniel. So another phenomenal MEDys this year. Fantastic. As I said, I've been really lucky to do this for a while. I hope you guys will continue to be part of this as well in the future. We have judging sessions. We'd love to have you guys be part of them in the future. So, so please reach out to us if you want to be part of that.
All right. So huge thanks to Paul, all our judges, all our Innovation Lab companies, and those who competed in the MEDy Awards. And send your best next companies to us next year for the MEDy Award competition and beyond.